Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Kirksey, and today I'm joined by Jennifer Ferguson and Zach Vardaman. Today we are doing a product brief training over liquor cast in a wine barrel, and it is over the Glen Moray single malt whiskey Cabernet cast finish. So a little bit about this technique. Since the 17th century, certain distilleries around the world have been using the cast finishing technique for some of their products, though it has only rose to fame in the recent years. Cast finishing refers to finishing the aging of spirits inside a wine barrel, which adds a unique flavor profile to the liquor. The most popular barrels are the sherry and the port barrels for their sweet aromas and their sweet flavors they add to the whiskey, or in the spirits, most notably a Christmas cake flavor. Some of the most popular spirits being whiskey or bourbon. Today, a number of distilleries around the world offer cast finishing products, and the Glen Moray offers a wide variety of these and is the product of this training video.
Hi guys, my name is Zach Vardaman, and I will be covering the objectives of the Glen Moray single scotch malt whiskey. So first, we will be covering educate servers on the importance of checking for proper ID for age verification, educate servers on how to properly serve Glen Moray's single malt Scotch whiskey, train servers to be flexible to the desires of the customer, explain the importance of the proper glass. Now moving on to educate servers on the components of checking for proper ID to verify age. Above all else, guests who consume alcohol must be of legal drinking age. Properly verifying age protects the guest, server, and the restaurant. Check that face matches ID, license is not expired. Check that format is valid for issuing state and there is no tampering. Check for ghost images, UV images, or state seals as necessary. Hello, sir. Welcome to Berkeley Hall Vineyards. My name is Zach. I will be serving you this evening. Can I get you started off with something to drink?
Could I get a Glen Moray Cabernet cast, please?
Yes, sir. Can I see your ID?
Of course.
So it says on here that your ID has expired, so unfortunately I am unable to serve you.
It's alright.
Thank you. Now moving on to the educate servers how to properly serve Glen Moray single malt Scotch whiskey. The proper way to serve single malt Scotch is neat. No ice, no mixer. Serve in a lowball or whiskey tulip-shaped glass. The proper serving temperature is 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Serving with a side of spring water, not tap, is customary. Now moving on to the train servers to accommodate the desires of the customer. Despite whiskey drinking tradition, some guests prefer a mixer or ice. Be mindful and respect the different ways that guests enjoy their whiskey. Remember this quote by David Puddingham from Whiskey Vault. The best whiskey is the whiskey that you like to drink, and the right way to drink it is the way you want to drink it. Now, covering our last point, explain the components of a proper glass. A proper glass rounds out the experience. Whiskey distilling is an art, and a proper glass respects the art of the distiller. A proper glass enhances the enjoyment, nosing, and tasting of whiskey. Avoid using highball glasses or shot glasses for whiskey served neat or on the rocks. Using a traditional lowball glass or Glencairn styled glass, specifically tulip-shaped whiskey glasses like Glencairn have a tapered mouth that helps bring out the nuances that whiskey has to offer and allows customers to savor the taste and complexity of fine whiskey. Now, on to the restaurant bar description of Berkeley Hill Vineyards in Lubbock, Texas. Berkeley Hill Vineyards is a restaurant bar located at 1109 Broadway Street in Lubbock, Texas. Berkeley Hill is a wine restaurant serving local wine from Berkeley Hill Vineyards in Levelland, Texas. The menu includes items like sandwiches, salads, and a variety of pizzas, desserts. Dessert options include a chocolate pot and a creme brulee. The beverages served at Berkeley Hill are wine, based Chiltons, ginger peach sparkles, and mimosas. The wine menu includes Cabernet Sauvignon, Bonnasou, Merlot, and several other locally sourced Berkeley Hill varieties. Berkeley Hill is missing spirit-based drinks. Below, you can find the link to their website. Now I will be moving on to Jen to talk about the target audience.
So the target audience of this drink for Berkeley Hill is going to be wine or drinkers that aren't usually like into wine but do want to have a drink for their with their dinner. There's a need for liquor on the menu, and middle-aged gentlemen usually ask for other drinks besides wine. This would open up the possibility to bring in more male clientele. The target market for the training presentation is going to be Berkeley Hill Vineyard wine stewards and server assistants. This video should teach them how to properly store, handle, and serve Glen Moray. Key messaging. What makes cask finished whiskey different than other liquor options? So finishing whiskey in a wine cask adds levels of flavor that would not usually be there. For example, Glen Moray Cabernet Cask Finish has the notes of honey, sweet apple jelly, toffee, and honeycomb crisp on the nose. And then the flavors of the palate are creamy vanilla, pepper, spice, velvety dark chocolate, and charred oak. These flavors pair well with the Berkeley Hill charcuterie board or the creme brulee. It is a perfect way to tie together wine and liquor in a unique way. For a place like Berkeley Hill that mainly serves wine, these liquors evoke conversation about the wine barrel aging process. And this shows a share of Americans that drank whiskey in the past 3 months in 2018 by age. There's a wide variety of different ages that drink whiskey, and about a third or more have drank it in the last 3 months. For Berkeley Hill, mainly the clients are the middle-aged range, so that's a big target market to get into.
Some of the challenges this could face are people saying, I'm not a whiskey drinker, I think it's too strong. Perception of that whiskey is just too hard to approach and cannot be enjoyed like wine, and that there's too many choices of whiskey out there. So if someone says I'm not a whiskey drinker and it's too strong, you could say compare it to like a cup of coffee. As you drink, you get a strong cup from time to time, but you learn to appreciate the nose and savor the flavor. And the tasting is from curated selection, an easy way to find a whiskey that is suitable to your palate. And as far as being too strong, if you add a few drops of spring water or ice, it can help round out the flavors and the edges and make a pleasant drinking experience for the first time. If someone believes that perception is it's hard to approach and enjoy like a glass of wine, you can say there's many single malts that have fruity flavors, that are floral, sweet, and milky, and that make it easy for first sips and then more after that. And like wine, you can nose it, swirl it around your mouth and squish it a bit. And finally, pay attention how the taste hits and how it's supposed to feel. And one of the final challenges to the perception is that there's just too many whiskeys to choose from. Don't be intimidated. Berkeley Hill has hand-selected some of the finest whiskeys to choose from out there. And like wine, there are many taste profiles. Sample a few with a flight, and you might find one that hits your profile.
So for the key performance indicators, Berkeley Hill Bistro and Tasting Room has 15 front of house employees that will need to be trained on how to handle these liquor options. There are about 10 back of house employees that could also be trained on how to pair the food with the whiskey. Since there's not a wide variety of drink options currently on the menu, adding cask finished liquor could increase beverage sales by 10 to 15%. The cost of a pour of Glen Moray would be $10 before tax. Considering most of the glasses of wine at Berkeley Hill cost right below or right above $10, this would create a reasonably priced alternative for guests looking for more. After discussing with the Berkeley Hill staff, majority of them agree that a liquor option is what the restaurant needs. Most of the servers were willing to learn how to serve a cask finished liquor in order to boost sales and in turn tips.
Now I'll be discussing the conditional considerations that we have. We have the Pubbles Liquor World app for iOS. We have Wine.com app, has additional info about wine and liquor. We have the Distill app similar to Favino but for spirits, has expert reviews as well as taste profile as popularity timeline. These are some of the sources that we use to find all of our information from.